Here is Chapter 2 of The Wizard of Oz, The Council with the Munchkins. Dorothy woke up suddenly when the house landed with a shock. She noticed that the house was filled with light, so she and Toto ran to the door and opened it. When Dorothy looked out, she could not believe her eyes. She cried out in amazement, "Oh, Toto, look!" The land surrounding them was beautiful, with fruit trees and flowers and colorful birds and a little brook. It was a wonderful sight for a girl who was used to everything being gray. Then some people came towards her. They were different than people she was used to because they were adults, but they were the same height as she was. There were 3 men and 1 woman. They wore hats that had little bells on them so that they jingled when they walked. The men wore all blue, including their hats. The woman was dressed in a sparkly white dress. She had on a white hat. She looked like she was quite old. These people walked toward Dorothy nervously. The woman spoke first. She spoke very kindly to Dorothy. "Welcome to the land of the Munchkins, noble sorceress," she said. "You have killed the Wicked Witch of the East and set our people free, and we thank you for this." Dorothy listened to this in amazement. She replied, "No, I have never killed anything in my life. I am not a sorceress." The lady replied, "Well, your house did. See there?" And she pointed to a pair of feet sticking out from under the house that had just landed, the house that Dorothy and Toto had traveled in. Dorothy gave a little cry, "Oh!" as she looked at the feet sticking out. The feet had silver shoes with pointed toes on them. "Oh dear! Oh dear!" repeated Dorothy. "Whatever will we do?" The little woman replied, "Nothing. As I have said, your house landed on the Wicked Witch of the East, who had been holding the Munchkins as prisoners and slaves to always do her bidding, morning and night. The Munchkins are all grateful to you for freeing them." "Who are Munchkins?" asked Dorothy. "The Munchkins are the people of the land of the East. The Wicked Witch of the East had ruled over them," said the woman. "Are you a Munchkin?" asked Dorothy. "No, but I'm their friend. I live in the north. I am the Witch of the North." "Oh, a real witch?" "Yes, but I am a good witch. I am not as powerful as the Wicked Witch of the East was, or I could have helped the Munchkins myself." The land of Oz has 4 witches. Well, 3 now. 2 are good, myself and the Witch of the South. She is a good witch. There used to be 2 wicked witches, but thanks to you, Dorothy, there is only 1 wicked witch who lives here now. Dorothy listened politely and then answered questions about where she was from. She told them she was from Kansas. The witch and the Munchkins told her they had never heard of Kansas. "Is Kansas a civilized country?" asked the lady. "Oh, yes," replied Dorothy. "Well, if it is, you don't have any witches, wizards, sorcerers, or magicians like we have, since the land of Oz is not civilized," said the little lady. "What is a wizard?" asked Dorothy. The lady replied, "Oz himself is a great wizard. He is more powerful than anyone else in the land. He lives in the city of emeralds." Just then, a Munchkin pointed out that the silver shoes were left empty. The witch's feet had already shrunk up and disappeared. The lady took the silver shoes and examined them carefully. Then she told Dorothy that the silver shoes would be hers to wear. Dorothy thanked her and carried the shoes into her house, and then said she would like very much to go back to her uncle and aunt in Kansas. "Could you help me find my way?" she asked. The Munchkins and the witch looked at one another, and the witch of the north said, "We don't know the way. To the east there is a great desert, and nobody can cross it. To the south there is also a desert. It is the land of the Quadlings. To the west lies the land of the Winkies, which is ruled by the wicked witch of the west. She is very dangerous and would capture you. To the north is my home," said the witch, "and it is surrounded by a desert. I'm afraid you will have to stay and live with us." Dorothy felt homesick hearing this and began to cry. The Munchkins felt sorry for Dorothy, and they all began to cry too. The witch balanced her hat upon her nose, and it magically turned into a slate, which had this written on it: "Let Dorothy go to the city of emeralds." The old woman read the slate and asked, "Is your name Dorothy?" "Yes," Dorothy replied. "Then you must go to the city of emeralds, and maybe Oz, the great wizard, will help you go back to Kansas. The city of emeralds is exactly in the center of the country." "Is Oz a good man?" asked Dorothy. "I don't know if Oz is a man. I have never seen him, but the wizard is good," replied the old woman. "You must walk there. You must walk through country that is sometimes pleasant, but sometimes dark and terrible." "Will you come with me?" pleaded Dorothy, feeling very alone and scared. "No, I cannot, but I will use all the magic I have to protect you, and I will kiss you on the forehead for protection against anything that would want to hurt you." With that, the witch kissed Dorothy on the forehead, and a shiny mark was produced on that spot. The witch spoke again. "The road to the city is paved with yellow bricks. Do not go off the road, and you will get there. When you get there, tell Oz your story. Don't be afraid of him. Ask him to help you. Goodbye, my dear." The three Munchkins bowed to Dorothy and then walked away through the trees. The witch spun 3 times around quickly and then disappeared in a flash. This made Toto bark because it surprised him, but Dorothy was not surprised. That was how she expected a witch to disappear. End of chapter 2.